Welcome to this specialized training module on AWS networking for Cloudera Data Platform, or CDP Public Cloud. We are going to focus on the Virtual Private Cloud, or VPC, which is the absolute bedrock of your deployment. Whether you are setting up a data lake or running transient data engineering clusters, getting the VPC configuration right is critical for security, connectivity, and stability. Let's break down the essential components. Let's start with the core concept. What is a CDP environment? In the AWS context, a CDP environment is essentially a wrapper around your AWS Virtual Private Cloud, or VPC. When you register an environment in the Cloudera Management Console, you are pointing to a specific, logically isolated network within a specific AWS region. This is crucial because all the compute resources your data lakes and data hubs are provisioned as EC2 instances directly inside this VPC. This means the data and compute power remain under your control within your AWS account boundaries, governed by the network rules you define at the VPC level. Visualize the relationship here. At the top, the Cloudera control plane sends orchestration commands. These land in your AWS account. Inside a specific region, like US West 2, lies your VPC. This VPC is the container. Inside that container, the actual CDP workloads, the virtual machines, and databases are deployed. The VPC acts as the secure perimeter for your data. Now, why do we emphasize private subnets? A public subnet has a direct route to the internet gateway, exposing it to the outside world. For enterprise data platforms, we want to minimize this exposure. Cloudera recommends placing your worker nodes, the heavy lifters processing your data, into private subnets. These nodes have no public IP addresses. However, they still need to reach the internet for tasks like downloading software updates or talking to S3. We solve this by routing their traffic through a NAT gateway residing in a public subnet. This acts as a one-way valve. Traffic goes out, responses come back, but no unsolicited inbound traffic can reach your data nodes. This flowchart demonstrates the security flow. On the left is the internet. Notice that direct inbound access to the private subnet is blocked. There is no path. However, when a node in the private subnet needs to communicate out, it sends traffic to the NAT gateway. The NAT gateway, sitting in a public area, forwards that traffic to the internet and routes the response back, ensuring a secure, egress-only workflow. How should you structure this VPC? We don't just use one subnet. Cloudera strongly recommends a multi-AZ architecture consisting of 3 public and 3 private subnets distributed across 3 distinct availability zones. This redundancy ensures that if an entire AWS data center goes offline, your CDP environment remains operational. Furthermore, for services like Cloudera Data Engineering or Data Warehouse, precise tagging is mandatory. You must tag private subnets with Kubernetes. EO/roles/internal elb, one so that Kubernetes knows exactly where to place internal load balancers. Without these tags, service provisioning will fail. Here's the ideal topology. We have an AWS region containing 3 availability zones, AS1, AS2, and AS3. Inside each AZ, we pair a public subnet with a private subnet. This triplet structure highlighted in green for the private subnets provides the maximum resilience for your data lake and data hubs against infrastructure failure. A common challenge is managing private clusters without opening dangerous inbound ports. Cloudera solves this with the Cluster Connectivity Manager, or CCM. CCM acts as an intelligent reverse proxy. Instead of the control plane reaching in, an agent inside your VPC reaches out to Cloudera to establish a secure HTTPS tunnel. Once established, Cloudera sends management commands back down this tunnel. This means you do not need to open port 22 or maintain a bastion host, significantly hardening your security posture while maintaining full manageability. Observe the communication flow. The interaction begins on the left with the CCM agent inside your VPC. It initiates an outbound HTTPS connection to the Cloudera control plane. Once that secure tunnel is shaken hands and established, the control plane can push management commands down to the agent. The agent executes them and returns the results, all without a single inbound firewall rule. Security groups are your first line of defense. They act as virtual firewalls for your instances. You generally manage 2 main groups. First, the Gateway or NOC security group, which handles user access. This needs port 443 open to your user's IP ranges. Second, and most critically, is the default security group for worker nodes. You must allow TCP and UDP traffic on ports 0 through 65535, but only from within the security group itself or the VPC sitter. This is because Hadoop services use random ephemeral ports to talk to each other. If you lock this down too tightly, services will fail to communicate. Here is the traffic logic. The user connects to the gateway security group on port 443. Traffic then flows between the gateway and default security groups to coordinate jobs. Crucially, look at the arrow looping back onto the default SG. This represents the self-referencing rule allowing 0-65535 on all protocols, which is vital for internal node-to-node data replication. DNS configuration is a frequent source of deployment errors. Your VPC attributes enable DNS hostnames and enable DNS support must be set to true. Without this, the internal hostnames Cloudera relies on won't function. Furthermore, your DHCP option set should point to Amazon-provided DNS. This is essential for resolving AWS services like EFS and S3. Inside the cluster, free IPA service acts as the authoritative DNS, handling internal node resolution. If you use custom corporate DNS, you must configure conditional forwarding to ensure AWS domains still resolve correctly. Let's trace a DNS query. A workload node initiates a query. It first hits the free IPA DNS server, which handles internal cluster names. If the query is for an external AWS service like S3, free IPA forwards that request to the Amazon DNS resolver. This chain ensures that both internal Kerberos authentication and external cloud services function seamlessly. Finally, for highly regulated industries, we have Cloudera Private Link. While the standard CCM tunnel is secure, it does traverse the public internet. Private Link replaces that path. It injects VPC interface and points directly into your subnets, routing all management traffic over the private AWS backbone network. This allows you to completely lock down internet access while maintaining a connection to the Cloudera control plane, meeting the strictest compliance requirements. In this private link model, the workload node inside the customer VPC talks to a local VPC endpoint. This traffic travels securely across the AWS backbone to the Cloudera control plane. Notice the dotted line to the public internet is bypassed entirely. The traffic never touches the public web, ensuring maximum privacy and compliance.
Welcome to quicktechie.com. So just type in quicktechie.com here. Then you can go through the material which is provided by Quicktechie. So we have first of all video courses which you can go here and you can find the various video courses across the technologies as well as finance domain. So if you see in Microsoft, we have 8 programs currently running. Next, you can go through the ebooks available. So all the ebooks which are in PDF format today, and you can download this. So let me go through Microsoft certification ebooks. You can click on any of this and you can see this is the PDF available for you to download. So these are the premium ebook mostly available on quicktechie.com platform only. Now the second part is exam simulator. As we primarily focus on the all technology companies and finance domain certification preparation material, so this is company wide listed here and you can go through this. So let me go through the Microsoft one again. You can see these are all Microsoft related certification. AB 730 exam, if you open it, so you can see here this, and all the practice papers are available here. Today we have a 5 practice paper. So click on the first practice paper. It would load the questions. You can answer this question. This is way you can answer it and you can move to the next question. Now third material we wanted to highlight is an audiobook. So we started recently with the audiobooks as well, which you can listen on the go, and various technology wise ebooks are available. And at the last, this is our alumni. These people who are subscribing to our courses and this platform, they are all listed here. And at the end, I wanted to tell you, if you find any course or training or certification preparation material which you want to get us prepare for yourself, please put on the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, on Udemy, or on this platform itself, quicktechie.com, then please put the comment, or you can even send an email to using this contact us options here. You can directly do the WhatsApp message. You can call us on this numbers as well.